Hello all YouTubers, I am the Weather Dude. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning back into our first winter storm video of the year for October 12th, 2020. If you guys like staying up to date with the latest weather content, then please consider hitting the subscribe button below this video. The Weather Dude channel has hopped on the racetrack. Let's see how fast we can get to 2,000 subscribers. It's a big goal, but I believe we can get there. Thank you guys so much for the support thus far. Also, please consider dropping a like on this video, as this does help the video's performance very much, and also share the video. This is the winter forecast. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. And also, please consider watching the whole video. Thank you. Now let's get on with today's video. And yes, I gotta say, today was a big day for the Weather Dude. I just actually had my 4th winter forecast video out, so consider checking that out after this video. But for today, we're gonna be talking about our potential first named winter storm for this year. And I'll probably be putting on the community post somewhat soon, but in case you guys didn't remember, but we actually have our winter storm names out for this winter season. So here's our list of winter storm names, and again, I may have this out on the community tab later. We have our winter storm names for 2020 to 2021 winter. Obviously, the first one, the potential one we'll be looking at for this video is Abigail, and you can read on down the list if you want to. Obviously, I'm not going to read out every single name right now. We'll go through them as we go, though, through the season, but our first one is going to be Abigail. And who knows, we may even make it to the end of the alphabet, or even past that. Well, I don't know about that, but it's possible. And certainly like this winter season, right? The hurricane season, we've gone past the alphabet, so maybe the same thing will happen this winter. We never know. But as for this potential winter storm, I want to take a look at the Climate Prediction Center real quick before we get into some models and show you the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. And I'm going to show you guys how we had a lot of below average, or at least very high confidence chances, above 80%, that we will see below normal temperatures from October 18th through October 22nd. The same can be said for the 20th to the 26th. More than a 60% chance in this region to see below average temperatures. So we have the cold air in place in this region, that's for sure. We'll be focusing in on the northern plains and upper Midwest for today's video, as this is where we can see the chance for some snowfall. All right, so we're going to go through the GFS model now. Now, we're going to be focusing on short term as well as maybe even mid/long term. All right, I don't want to go out too far out in time, maybe like maximum 10 days, because the GFS goes out like, I think 16 days, and the GEM and the European go out 10 days, and the NAM goes out about 84 hours. All right, so all models are different. So we're going to try to keep it to a maximum of 10 days and take a look at the short and midterm and see if, like, the system that comes through the northern plains on October 15th, this may not be the one. It could be the one after that. But notice, according to the GFS model, there is some snowfall behind it, but really, I wouldn't deem this a winter storm, right? Just a few flakes on the back edge of the storm does not cut it for a winter storm. Now, I'm going to show you something, guys, that may make the cut as a winter storm, and here it is right here. Or at the very least, an Alberta Clipper. All right, so here we have a low sitting pretty far south in Iowa, so you can see the track is pretty far south, and if the low moves south, colder air can move through, and maybe this region could be changed to all snow as opposed to a mix of rain and snowfall. I mean, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm a big winter fan, so I am just so excited to track winter storms for the first time this year. All right, but notice something. All right, even if this isn't a potential winter storm, I will be showing you some situations after this, like after the 18th of October, where you can see it as well. But we do definitely have some patches of some moderate to heavy snow, and we could see it pretty farther south than we usually do. So that could, like, for example, right here. Here's 8 a.m. on October 19th. We have snowfall sitting up as far south as southern Nebraska, southwestern Iowa could be seeing some snowfall. Look at this. Northern Missouri, Kansas, Illinois. Like, this is what I'm talking about here. Moderate heavy snowfall developing this far south definitely has to trigger at least some winter storm watches down the road. All right, and this is where we're going to be focusing on. Obviously, now it just happens to set up almost perfectly because the snowfall will be developing into the morning. Well, actually, once it moves into this region, it'll actually be 2 p.m. in the afternoon, which is amazing because that's the warmest time of the day. So that'll be really amazing. All right, but still, we do have some snowfall hanging around still for like 8 p.m. All right, and then warm air will probably invade overnight. But for Michigan, we could see a change of snow in southern Michigan. All right, and then got some little clipper moving over Iowa and Chicago, and then you can see the high pressure that builds off to the west and the cold air that just gets sent down behind it. All right, so let's take a look at those temperatures. All right, particularly as the snowfall is coming through. So to go back, all right, let's take a look because we were taking a look at right here. So this is 5 days out. Now I'm going to go to 5 days out and see how those temperatures are, because if you look, I'm going to be flipping back and forth between maps here. So through the Northern Plains region, we see some snowfall, and then here's this envelope right here of temperatures that are going to be in the low 30s for maybe North Dakota, but majority mid to upper 30s. So this is cold enough for snow to fall, but not warm or not cold enough for snow to stick. All right. Now the place that the snowfall may stick is maybe in northwestern North Dakota, where surface temperatures will more likely be below freezing, maybe in the upper 20s. 30, 31, 32, it could stick, but once you get below 30, I think the snow can start to stick a lot better. But then you look just to the south, we have 38 in southeastern Minnesota. Then you go not too far away to southwestern Iowa, and it's in the low to mid 70s, even close to 80 once you head into southern Nebraska and Kansas. So there's a big divide here between our temperatures. All right, next I want to move towards right here, hour 162. So this is 8 a.m. on Monday the 19th. All right, so we're going to move our way over there. Let's go to 8 a.m. on Monday the 19th. There we go, right there. So look at the cold air we had. Temperatures could drop into the low teens, the mid-teens in North Dakota. That is just bone-chilling cold. And you can see this is just October. Look at the widespread teens and low 20s that we have. Even the Black Hills of western South Dakota, which is a particularly cold spot in South Dakota, could get down to 18. So you can see, and this is only mid-October, guys. All right. So look at the snowfall that comes across like southern Nebraska, central Nebraska. All right. Then you look at then you flip back to picture that and look at back the temperature map. You can see temperatures in the western part of the state, it'll have a better chance to stick because again we're below freezing. But still, southeastern Nebraska and Iowa, the snow can still fall, but it may have a hard time sticking to the ground. All right, so let's move on now to right here, basically 6 hours later, and look at this pocket. This is 2 p.m. Keep in mind, this is usually the warmest time of the day, all right, for October. Look, we have an envelope of 33 degrees. Now, 32, 33 Earth is debatable, right? If the snow is falling heavy enough, 32, 33, it probably has a good chance to stick. Now, keep in mind, it's October. It's still a bit early, so the sun angle is going to be a bit stronger than it will be in December or January when the sun angle is at its lowest, has a lower chance of melting the snow. So 33, like if it was 33 in January, I think the snow would have a better chance to stick than 33 degrees in October, because it definitely makes a difference, because all depending on that sun angle as well. All right, because I remember when in early 2018, when we had those 4 erasers in the Northeast, I'm sure you guys remember that, right? Like, I forget which storm was it. It was Toby or Quinn, because both brought me a very similar amount of snow from 10 to 12 inches. But I believe it was Toby, because that was the one that hit in March. And that was the one that, like, the first day is like the spring snowstorm. I'm sure you guys all remember that as well. There was like 12 inches on the grass, but there wasn't much on the road because the sun angle in end of March starts to get a bit stronger. So this is what I'm talking about here. All right. And as for total snowfall, so 5 day snowfall totals with the GFS, with that first system that comes through, maybe a couple inches for North Dakota, and some scattered 1 inch totals for the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. But if we go out to 10 days, by the time all these systems are done moving through, all right, so let's make our way out to 10 days now, and you can see that maybe a few inches for northern Missouri, maybe a few inches for North Dakota by this point. But keep in mind, this is the snow that falls, right? 4 inches is going to be the snow that falls in northern Missouri. I don't think 4 inches would stick. If it were to stick, it'd be on the grass, definitely not the road. All right, but 4 inches is what's going to fall. How much of that will stick? All depends. All right, because of the temperature and the sun angle. So, but 4 inches of snow will be falling out of the air, is what this forecast is saying. All right, moving on to the NAM model next. I really don't want to spend too much time on this because they don't go out quite far enough. But I wanted to show you the first system that comes through. We will be keeping an eye on it, so let's go to hour 57 on the temperature map, and let's see, hour 57 right there. So we do see some snowfall on the back side. You can see it's very, very spotty areas of blue, but mostly green on the back side of that low. But if you look at the temperatures, they actually do dip down to 35, all right, on the back side of that low. How quick the cold air moves in will depend. So I think there's a chance that most of this green could get flipped over to blue for like the region I shaded in black. All right, but it all depends on how cold the temperatures get in the atmospheric setup as well. So NAM model snowfall, keep in mind, only goes out 84 hours, so really not going to show much really at all except for northern North Dakota. All right, now we're going to move on to, I know we're going to go to the European model as well, but before I do, I want to show you the GFS and the GEM model, kind of like the jet stream patterns, because this will influence our snowfall event. So look at this. This is 8 a.m. on Friday the 16th. Look at that jet stream just pummel down, and we got a bunch of cold air sending into the northern plains and the Great Lakes. All right, we have a low pressure system sitting up here. We have one sitting in the eastern United States as well. So you can see the jet stream pattern. This is what I'm talking about. Look, we get another pummel in the jet stream right here. A high pressure building off to the west will push that jet stream even farther south. So this is the cold air setup we're talking about. GEM model pretty much paints a very similar picture here to the GFS. One push of cold air comes in on the 15th, 16th. Maybe something comes in on the 18th and maybe the 19th as well. All these shots of cold air mixed with some low pressure systems will mean the chance for snowfall. All right, we've made it to the European model now. European is also very interesting. All right, I would think they're usually a bit more conservative, but actually they're actually very interesting. So let's take a look at the European model. So they do have some wintry mix, like some sleet on the North Dakota and Canada border, 8 a.m. on the 14th, but that's not what we're focusing on. What we're going to be focusing on is something like this. All right. The low pressure in Canada, now this is actually different. Instead of having a low pressure with rain on the front side and snow on the back side, this low is sitting back to the west. We have the warm air rising. We have the cold air already in place. So when the warm air rises over that cold air, we get the snowfall. So that's the kind of setup we could have because the cold air is already in place, which is why I like the European depiction better, because if the cold air is already in place, warm air rises over it, we get some snowfall. Now, you guys remember, if you've been watching my channel for like a really long time, like you'd have to be probably like well over a year old. I'm sure it's not that old for most of you. But like I always said, the heavier snowfall rates can sometimes be found near that rain snow line because the snowflakes are bigger, there's more moisture content. So keep that in mind as well. I've always said that, and I'm sure I'll be repeating that throughout the winter as well. But anyway, snow moves through. We get like a band of snow, but it looks like according to this, the heavy snowfall will remain just north of the Minnesota border in Canada, but we can see some heavy sleet on the Minnesota-Canada border. And just these signs of winter storms and the fact that it's only October is breathtaking all on its own. All right, and then we got some patches of snowfall, all right, that's starting to move through South Dakota, northern Nebraska. We get some that, look at this, eastern Iowa could get some heavy snow as well. And this is 8 a.m. on Monday. So the snowfall manages to sneak its way in at the coldest times in the morning. And that's why we're seeing chance for snowfall, because if this was coming in at like 2, 3, 4 p.m. in the afternoon, I don't think it had much of a chance to have snowfall because it's the warmest time of the day. All right. And then here's yet another system with a similar setup. Heavy snowfall setting up, especially in southern Canada, but even North Dakota and Minnesota as well. All right. And then even more snow developing on the backside. Look at this. Look at this. This could be a major winter storm right here. So this is what I'm talking about. All right. And let's actually go to that end frame and take a look at the temperatures. Yeah, 32 degrees. So it has a chance to stick. But the cold air, obviously, like 9 degrees in southern Canada. And we got teens and 20s in the northern plains and upper Midwest. And as for the snowfall through the next 10 days, keep in mind, the snowfall for this region isn't fully completed yet because it was just finishing at the end of the loop. But still, you can tell quite a few inches, upwards of 6, maybe 6 inches on the North Dakota, Canada border, Minnesota, Canada border. Could see 6 inches of snow. Keep in mind, this also includes ice. That includes sleet and freezing rain as well. But still, indications are pointing towards some heavier snowfall, maybe even a couple inches for eastern Iowa. Again, now, this is what's falling out of the air. What sticks on the ground out of this depends on the temperatures and that sun angle, as I've always said. Real quick, to take a look at the wrap up our video here. Arctic oscillation can be dropping, all right, and when it drops like that, we see more cold air come through the northern part of the United States and the eastern U.S., and this is what we're seeing right now. Same with the NAO, similar setup. When it gets lower, when the NAO scale gets lower, we see cold air come to the northern part and eastern part of the U.S. So thank you guys for watching today's video. I am the Weather Dude, signing off till next time. Stay awesome, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.